Hello guys. Thank you for joining me on our bi-weekly webinar. I hope everyone is doing okay. Again, Joy is not able to join us today, so I'll be here doing it by myself. Prepared a few items for today to go through. First one is phone number checker. In order to reduce input errors, a phone number validator can check the number of digits or other verification rules are available. So I think this is for the contacts, when you have the contact. That's the only place where businesses add the things that have a phone number, and things being the contacts. And I was thinking for that phone number, I think there are some type of international phone number. Yeah. So a selection like this, you could choose the country, and it would automatically apply the country code, and then you have the correct format. Well, I see here it doesn't format it, but it's showing it on the back what the format is. But I'm pretty sure we can automatically format it. When you move away, it could automatically append the local format of the number like that. And I think that would be pretty cool. So I think that would be it for this one. And if the number is not entered and formatted correctly, it would show an error, and it would validate so they cannot, so users cannot enter wrong numbers by mistake. Any thoughts, guys, on this one? Or do you think what I said just makes sense? Okay, so I think that's it for this one. I'm gonna put it in a planned state. All right, next one is better process to allow multiple manual contacts. Many of our customers are entering multiple contacts for review requests manually. This doesn't work well. Here's a video and recommendations. And I opened the video here.
Hey guys, thanks so much for a great ReviewGrower product. I want to show you an upgrade that might be helpful. Our customers in general enter the data for new contacts in bulk. Now, this is not the kind of thing they would do in a import. They do it with requesting one record after another, and there's a little bit of idiosyncrasies for that. When I go into the form and they go in, let's just add a name very quick. Okay, so I'm doing this for myself. And the moment the add contact is clicked, it goes to contact added successfully, and then they don't know what to do. So it would be nice to add a little button underneath that says enter another record. It goes back to the first one, or maybe a countdown timer of 5 to 10 seconds, and then goes back to the first one again. That is probably a better solution than what is there right now. Also, when you go ahead and add a new contact, let's do this again. Another email. You do that, away and not have to click add new contact yet again. Would be nice to have something again when you get save and next in addition to just save, just to make this a little bit easy for those people who enter a lot of data. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you're good.
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear all of that, but what Tom was saying here is that when you add a contact using the external contact form, there's no way to add another one unless you refresh, and not everybody knows they can do that. So it would be nice to add a button to click add another or add more, and then same in the business account, when you click to add a contact manually, then the pop-up goes away, so you have to click again. And in there, we could also add on this page here, on add new contact, we can have cancel, save, and then save and continue, or save and add another. I'll have to think of the best wording to put there. Let me add my notes in here. Oh, I see John Meckham's suggestion here. Why not just default back to the contact form? No button necessary. I actually think that makes more sense. Yeah. So let me open up the copy link to form and look at the form here. So after you add the details, we see a validation error here, red. And yeah, just need a success message is what John is saying. So after you click add and the contact is added successfully, then after you fill in, then all the fields would be cleared away and the success message would be shown here. And I like this idea, John. I like it better than the extra button. And also in here, we could do the exact same thing. Okay, so after adding a contact on both manual form and external form, they're both manual actually. Take them, show a success message, and clear the form to allow entering a new contact. Yeah, this is a great idea, John. Thank you. And also thanks to Tom for coming up with this. Okay, next one is add custom link option to dashboard. Be able to add a custom link to the business dashboard, like the getting started link in the white label dashboard. So we can link to getting started guide page or anything else people wanted. Okay, so this would be a setting in the agency account. Let me go to that so we can all look. Okay, so when the agency is on the settings page, we see this getting started guide. And we could do the same for businesses so that the agency has a way, I'm not sure where we put that, but to have a way to put a link that will be shown on the business dashboard, similar to this one, and then customize the text and maybe also the icon. Why not? And then that would be shown to the businesses, and they can just click on it, and it would be an external URL. I'm thinking where we would put that, maybe under white label, but no, I don't think so. I think just under main settings, somewhere in here, call it maybe business dashboards get started guide. In the agency dashboard and agency settings, add a way for the agency to add a custom link to be shown on the business dashboard. Business get started guide. Or actually, we can just name it business dashboard link because it can be anything, not just to get started. It could be anything you want with customizable URL, text, and icon. And I think that should do it. Do you guys have any other thoughts on this? Or does that look good? Okay, so I think we're good on this one. I'll move on to the next item. Add reviews gained from QR or link to funnel to be added to don't contact in the list. If someone leaves a review or feedback and they enter the funnel from QR code or direct link made a don't contact when already submitted, the review checkbox apply to them also. Oh, okay, so I see what this means. So when a contact is not in here and they found the review funnel somehow and they go through the form and add their info, then here you will be able to also start a campaign for them. But there's no point because they already added their feedback. So that makes sense. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Don't think it requires any other thoughts or comments. Next one is show all feedback info submitted in the feedback dashboard. Okay, this repeats. So I had a question here for Dave. Is this for adding the phone number and email as well on the dashboard in the feedback section? Could you elaborate this a bit more? Yes, and any info that is submitted on the feedback form to be displayed. So if a custom field is added, that is shown on feedback dashboard. Okay, yeah, because we don't have this currently, but we're working on adding custom fields. So this is a different roadmap item that we already reviewed in the past, and it's work in progress. So when you have segmentation enabled in the review funnel, then you have feedback form fields. We will add a way to click add custom fields, and you can add as many as you want with customizable label, and then say if they should be shown or required. And that's a different roadmap item. So this one is about showing more data on the dashboard. In here, we only showed the name and the comment that was added, and then what date. So we could display the contact information, like the email and phone number here, and maybe if there are extra fields, like the custom fields, we could add a link that says view more, and then you'll be able to see all the info from that contact in here. And I think that should be applied to this page as well. We should also display it here. Okay, I think this one is pretty straightforward as well. Is there any way we can get a GMB audit tool built into the agency dashboard? Possibly a widget, something that shows the ranking of where business stacks up compared to others in the area in terms of review count. We actually just built a very cool feature inside the ReviewGrower. Joe is planning on making an announcement about that, but since we're on this topic and it's similar to what we built already, I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's actually a widget that is part of local recon already. And it looks like this. So in here, you can search for a specific business. I'll just search for an airport as an example, but you can search for any type of business and then every keyword to see how they rank. And when it do that, it's gonna do a scan and it will show. Let me start scanning. It will do a scan. It will show a ranking of that business in compared to the others in terms of how they are shown on Google. This one shows one everywhere, so that this airport doesn't really have any other airports near it. And well, actually, there are some, but just not very close. And they rank very well in this area. And then when you click on a grid item, you can see that main business is shown at the top as highlighted. But then it would be shown later if they rank, if they're not ranking so well. And then it shows the other businesses up to 20. This could be applied because right now this is for SERP, how they rank in SEO terms. But this could be also applied to reviews, maybe the number of reviews or maybe rating. So this could be another option in here that says rank by. And you could rank by SEO results or reviews or the rating, the average rating. I will add that as a comment in here. In Grid Tracker, add an option to rank by SEO, number of reviews, average rating. Of course, I'll have to run this by Joe and see if he had any comments on this one, because it was his idea. He knows the grid tracker stuff better than I do, so I'll have to run it by him for sure. Reminder to talk to Joe about this. Do you guys like this this feature here? This should be useful for generating leads. Actually, on the review. Sorry about that. I see a yes from Brian. And Matty Torres says, oh yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Nishit said, I used it today on a business that is already on, but I didn't realize you can use it for lead gen. Yeah, so you can use it for a business and show them, here's how you're ranking, you could do better, or here's what we did for you, you're actually ranking better now. But then you can also contact all the other businesses and show them that they're not doing so well. Nishit says, I use gridmybusiness.com for this type of report. Yep, we are familiar with them. I know very well with my business. Ours is actually very similar to that. So if you test it, you already did, but I think you'll see a lot of similarities. Nishit also says, so it's good you have a similar feature. Yep, and we're going to be adding some other big items soon here as well. Actually, let me show you another cool thing we added recently, also part of local recon. Sometimes when you don't see that many roadmap items being knocked out in a quick time frame, is because we're adding other stuff. So another cool thing we added in local recon is when you create a widget, doesn't matter the widget type. By the way, this is the grid tracker widget that you can generate in here. So let's take, for example, this one. We added this display option here, so you can say embed or pop up, and then it will be shown as a pop-up on the page, and you can have options. You'll say when to trigger. You can choose to never trigger it, or on page load, or on exit. So if they move their mouse away, it will trigger the pop-up, and you can also choose a delay. On top of that, you can also choose to show it every time the page loads, or just one time per visitor ever in that browser, or one time per 24 hours. So if they come back to your website the next day, they will be shown the pop-up again. And also you can choose to specify what pages they should be displayed on. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thought it was pretty cool. And we're also gonna add a hello bar that will be shown at the top of the website, similar to this. And it will look like this, like an announcement. And then with the button, when you click on the button, it will be connected to that pop-up that I just showed you. And that it's gonna be, it's not ready yet, but it's gonna be out there soon. So I can use it. So I hope you like that. And if you don't have any other thoughts on that, I'm gonna move on to the next item. I've got 2 more to go through. Okay, API or Zapier automation to create a business account. Can we have an automation or API established to set up a business account? For example, after someone signs up for an account via a subscription management platform like ChargeBee, for example, the data they enter into the sign-up process would get sent to ReviewGrower to create a new business account. Right now, when someone pays with ChargeBee, they enter all their information when they sign up, then they get redirected to the sign-up page to enter all the information again. It's a workable solution, but having an automation in place to eliminate the redundancy would be phenomenal. Actually, I'd like to build this a little different because we have to make more changes. If we do an API, we would have to auto-generate the password for them, and then also we would have to do some validation that might fail to create the account, like if the email is already used, or if their phone number is already used by another business that's already in the system, it could fail and it would not work. And also we would have to build in the functionality to generate their password and also email them the credentials. And instead of that, I have another idea. So they have to be redirected to the sign up page. So for example, they purchase somewhere else, like in ChargeBee, and then they get redirected to a sign up page, and they have to fill in everything else again. So instead, what we could add, we could allow the redirection to include their data in here, like first name, last name, email, and so on. And when this link is opened in the browser, everything would be already pre-filled. And then they would just have to create their password, and that's it. And all the validation will be in here. It already is. So I think that's a better way to handle it. So that's my suggestion. What do you think, guys? Any thoughts on this? Would you prefer an API or the way I explained it? Got a message from Brian Weathers. I am new to the software. Are these review request webinars recorded and listed somewhere for agencies to play back again? Yes, Brian. We have all of the webinars. We have replays, and they're in our YouTube account. Please hit me up on the chat in support and ask me for that. I'll send you the link in there so you can watch all of them. I've got Matthew on the line here, and he says that idea would work too. Okay, so you'd like this instead of the API. Gotcha. And also Randy Grabler says the way you explained it, Alex. Okay, that's cool. I'll do that. I'll have to figure out how to show instructions for that somewhere in here on maybe on the businesses page. I'll add a link with instructions for pre-filling the sign-up page. For simplicity, I'll just do this. Oh, you're welcome, Brian. No worries. Okay, so put this in planned. All right. And the last item, another one from Matthew. Plan cost frequency column and resend login credentials button on white label businesses dashboard. Would it be possible to add a column on the businesses page that shows the plan cost and frequency, and also a button to resend login credentials? We actually have the first part. So the plan cost and frequency is already there. Well, I see this was added a long time ago, so that means we actually added it in the meantime since then without actually looking at this request. But when you go to the businesses, you can see the plan and the frequency. And then here for actions, we could add, besides manage locations and disable access, we could say regenerate password or resend password, but in any case, we would have to create a new password because we store them as encrypted and they're unencryptable. So we're not able to pull it, to pull their current password and send that. We will have to create another one. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so Matthew says, I made this before the change happened. That's correct. And are we able to change the plan? Not yet. We have that in another roadmap item. I'm not sure how soon we can implement that. So we have the plan cost and frequency added already. We'll add a button to regenerate password and resend login credentials to the business via email. A message from Randy. Alex, you've been working hard with all the additions since you started. Is there any chance for you or Joe to do a video reviewing all the features that are now part of the system? That's actually not a bad idea, but I'm not sure how soon we can do that. We're extremely busy at the moment, but I'll definitely run this by Joe and see how we should do that and when. Maybe do it as a webinar. I don't know. I'll talk to him about it and see. And maybe we'll even wait a little bit so that we add the other stuff we have on our list, because we still have some big things planned here. Okay, so John is asking, is that really necessary? And he means password regeneration, because they already have a password reset option already. That's true. I guess it would be, it wouldn't be necessarily, it wouldn't be necessary, but it would just be another way of doing it. And also in case the business is added, so I guess it would be helpful actually in a way if you add the business, but you don't create a login for them. Instead of asking them to go through the forgot password thing, you can just, if they request to be able to log in, you can just say, okay, hold on, I'll just click a button and you'll get your login credentials. So it would be useful. You're welcome, Randy. John says, clients should never have to contact us if the software is intuitive. it is a mistake to train customers to contact you. Yeah, but if they don't have an account and you want to create one for them, then that will be useful. Yeah, exactly. It's not necessary, but useful in some cases. I agree with you. Another message from Randy. Also, maybe start an update log where each time you edit or change a feature to add a note to the log mentioning what's changed. The log would be somewhere in our dashboard. Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. So why not put that on the roadmap? Feature requests, I can add it myself. Let's see. Change log. Show a log of everything that was changed, added, or fixed to ReviewGrower and display it in the agency account. I'll put that in here and we'll talk about it on the next webinar. But yeah, I really like this idea. Cool. That is it for today, guys. Do you have any other questions or thoughts for me? Randy says, thank you for your hard work. John says, no, thank you. Matthew says, thank you for all you do. I appreciate all the words, guys. Thank you for also being part of ReviewGrower and part of this bi-weekly webinars. It really does help us to get to go into the right direction with the app. I have a question from Henry Gilliam. Do you ever plan to offer the emailing service for white label? Sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The emailing service, like being able to add your own email service. Because if that's what you're asking, then we already have that. It is located in the agency settings, integrations. This is where you can add your own email settings. Henry says we use Bird Eye and they mail for us. I guess maybe put that in the roadmap. I think you mean by actual mail, not email. Is that correct? Your pricing page says bring your own email service. Oh, okay. So actually, that's the first thing I thought. So in integrations, you have email settings. So that's how you bring your email service, right? But I think you're asking me if we could do the emailing for you, so you don't have to add your own. Is that what you're asking? Okay, well, we actually already do. So when you sign up, you don't have to. This is not required. You can. It's an option to bring your own email service, and we actually recommend that for better delivery of the emails in the inboxes of your contacts. But you can just choose to leave it empty, and you'll use our emailing system. But you'll not be able, your businesses will see the emails that's coming from us, not from you. So that's a downside. Henry says that is fine. Okay, I'm glad we cleared this confusion. Cool. All right, thank you guys. Thank you one more time for being here with me today. I hope all of you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Okay, Henry, we'll talk about that. Thank you. Cool. Bye-bye.